There's a really great article in Politico that I encourage you to read. The article is by Zach Stanton, and it's called "The Problem Isn't Just One Insurrection, It's Mass Radicalization." And in this article, Zach writes that, quote, experts say the attack, meaning January 6th riot, is hugely worrying for reasons beyond what the Senate is debating. Unlike other recent spasms of American violence, this was not the work of a lone wolf nor of a small cell of radicals. The pathway to an attempted government overthrow unfolded in public, out loud on the internet, in a process that experts call mass radicalization. We've been talking about how do you mass deprogram people. Zach Stanton is accurately talking about how there has been a mass radicalization that has taken place. I would argue that Trump winning the Republican primary was already an example of that back in 2016, about the degree to which the Republican Party had been de-intellectualized and mass radicalized. Zach goes on to say, the protest was largely just the tip of the iceberg. No one knows how many Americans, tens of thousands more, would willingly have joined them if they'd been in Washington that day. It's a new challenge for America, and a serious one. At times and places when large groups of people have been inspired to embrace violence, it often leads to long-term unrest, if not outright civil war. And right now, experts think it's happening faster than ever. We talked about this almost verbatim. Michael Jensen, an expert on extremism, said, historically, mass radicalization took time, but that's not our reality anymore. Jensen's research has found that over the roughly 15 past years, the average time span of radicalization in the U.S. has shrunk from 18 months to 7 months, largely because of how our lives have shifted online. This research goes to exactly what I fear when I get a phone call from someone who says, my cousin, my friend, my girlfriend, in some cases, have been radicalized merely by the videos recommended on YouTube and the things shared by their crazy aunts and uncles on Facebook. And in the past, it used to take longer to have such a shift in ideology. It's now happening really, really quickly. And one of the real questions is, the radicalization is happening faster and faster. The deprogramming, I don't know that can really happen any faster. And I've said before, this shift in the right started, I would argue, with the Reagan era in the 80s. Welfare queens, we're overregulated, relatively benign compared to the things we're seeing now. That was the start. We're talking about a 40-year radicalization process societally. Individually now, the process is down to 7 months for many individuals. How do you undo that? And it's something we've been studying and thinking about for a very long time. We are still seeing, I mean, listen, at the micro level, I still see Trump 2020 flags. It's 2021. It's over. The Trump 2020 flags are still flying. And you could even argue in a sense that these are kind of new Confederate flags. More and more of society considers Confederate flags to be unacceptable. So now there's this new item to represent the ideology in some way. It's sort of like, it's almost a dog whistle in a sense. It's like when we hear thugs used by certain folks to trigger the idea of black men. And the racialization of that word. These are the Trump 2020 flag in 2021 has almost become a defiant code in some sense. And until we really deal with, I mean, listen, how we need to deal with education. We need to deal with culture. We need to deal with the sources of misinformation. Things really aren't going to change until we do that. 40% of the country still believes that the election was stolen. And the percentage of Republicans is higher. So there is a real, I mean, it's an information war, and I fear that truth is losing the information war. And we've also talked about the psychological aspects, magical thinking, warlike mentality. We're going to take losses in war. We have to do things in war that we wouldn't ordinarily do during peace times. These are the sort of ideologies and ideas that are infecting many of these people. And this is, the religious fundamentalism, yes. What we are seeing with Trumpism is a pseudo-religious fundamentalism where they do see Trump as the leader, as in some senses a religious figure, almost a deity, pseudo-deity, Some might just call them an emotional leader, a spiritual leader of some kind. The common theme of all of these different things is authoritarianism. It's accomplished with a very similar trajectory. Fear, which Donald Trump started inciting in others in 2015 and even earlier, talking about China, immigrants, etc. Fear, Democrats even. You should fear them. Then indoctrination into a more authoritarian set of solutions for those fears that you've generated. And then, of course, I alone can fix it. Trump claiming that literally during his campaign, telling you can't even believe what you're being told elsewhere. I'm the only person who tells you the truth. Maybe Newsmax and OAN tell you the truth as well. All of those elements are here. And this is unfortunately, yes, the fact that Trump was able to coalesce enough people to do what they did on January 6th, horrible. He got impeached over it. It's not insignificant. It's not trivial. But the mass radicalization that led to that being possible over a lie that the election was stolen should raise many, many red flags. And it certainly has. We're going to continue talking about it as we go forward. We'll take a quick break and be back after this. I want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, S&H Masks. S&H Masks has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other protective gear for COVID-19, and they're giving my audience 20% off. S&H Masks is the company that I've personally been going to for face masks. I love and trust the products they sell, and that's actually why I reached out to them about being a sponsor. I've tried tons of different face masks this year, like many of you, and I still have not found a mask that is more comfortable or easier to breathe in than the washable cotton masks that they sell. It's made of a silky, lightweight cloth that feels great on the skin, has a convenient adjustable strap. They also have disposable cloth masks, which are really comfortable, as well as all of the other gear like face shields, alcohol wipes, no-touch infrared thermometers. And all of their prices are very reasonable. I also love S&H Masks because they've donated over 60,000 masks to healthcare institutions. They're an excellent company. Shipping is just $5 and shipping is free on orders over $150. You can get there by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is under this video, and you can save 20% on everything in their store when you use the coupon code DAVID.